Hola, estudiantes. When you're done watching this video, you're going to take a screenshot towards the end, I don't know, and there's about 5 or 10 seconds left, to prove to me that you watched the whole video. And then you will turn in that screenshot where this assignment is described in Google Classroom. All right, so, ¿quién va al supermercado mucho en tu familia? Okay, so remember, we're reviewing the midterm exam written section. I feel like we really need to do that because a lot of you did not study at all. ¿Quién va al supermercado mucho en tu familia? Remember, these are all questions you've seen before. There's only 2 of them that you haven't seen before. So who goes, this comes from the verb ir, to the supermarket a lot in your family? I don't know who goes. So you had to just put a subject in there. Mi madre maybe va to the supermercado mucho. Maybe you go with her or your dad, and then if you say y yo, that would be vamos then. Okay, we did this question. We spent quite a bit of time on this question. What do you know how to do very well? A talent. Remember, I also gave you these questions. I said, here's the questions on the midterm, okay? So this would have been, I know how. You'll say, como, how, plus an infinitive. So in my case, I would just say cocinar, to cook, maybe, I guess. Okay, so it should have been yo sé, como, and the next word should end in ar, er, or ir. Perdóname. All right. ¿Dónde está the Empire State Building? I really hope that you know the Empire State Building is in New York City. So I didn't translate the Empire State Building. It is a proper noun, so you wouldn't have to translate it. But a lot of you said S. Okay, remember, locations of things, you say está. It's even in the question. It says está. So you're supposed to say está. Okay, if you said New York, I mean, that's fine. But I mean, really, this translates to Nueva York. Okay. All right, so we kind of had a question like this before. ¿Qué hacen ustedes? Like, what are you guys doing? Well, at the time you were taking a test, so that shouldn't have been yo. It should have been we, nosotros. So we are taking. You should kind of know the verb to take by now. Tomar. You drop the ar and tomamos un examen, taking a test. Or, I mean, even if you couldn't come up with the word that you're looking for, because you weren't supposed to use any reference on this, maybe just like we're writing. I mean, even that was acceptable. Okay. This was one of their questions of the day. ¿Qué pides en un restaurante mexicano? What do you ask for in a Mexican restaurant? That was a shoe verb. The es becomes o. Yo pido, whatever. Un burrito, or yo, maybe you didn't need un there. Like yo pido quesadillas or fajitas, whatever. All right, we did this right before the test. What do you want to do this weekend? So nobody should have got this one wrong. I want plus an infinitive. I want to watch the Browns, maybe. Yeah? Quiero plus an infinitive. All right, this is from Spanish 1. Describe a una persona de tu familia o un amigo. Describe a person in your family or a friend. 2 sentences. Some of you didn't write 2 sentences. So this mi padre. I'll just say mi madre es simpática. She's nice, maybe. Mi madre. Then maybe just tiene el pelo castaño. She has dark hair. You can say something she likes. Mi madre le gusta estar con sus hermanas. She likes to be with her sisters. So it's actually backwards. Actually, this is like a backwards verb. to be with her sisters is pleasing. And then lay actually means to her. So what you actually have to do, not that you would have known this, but you have to put the letter A here. You have to say, to my mom, it's pleasing, etc., etc. Okay, this was the most frustrating question for me when I saw it because we've been over this many, many, many times. What do you do a lot? Here's what I got a lot of people saying. Yo, hago dormir mucho. I do to sleep a lot. How many times have we been over this? Okay, you don't say that. Okay, you just say I sleep a lot. Okay. Well, I wanted to see that you picked the verb out yourself and you figured that out. Or some people went like this. Yo hago miro Netflix mucho. I watch Netflix a lot. No, just I watch Netflix a lot. Now, can you say I do something, or hago can also mean I make? Sure, yeah, you can say that. Like yo hago comida mucho, maybe. Yeah, you could say that. All right, ¿dónde pones tu Chromebook cuando no lo usas? Okay, so we had this in class. This verb is an irregular in the yo form. So this was quizzing you on, do you know how to say yo pongo, not pono? Yo pongo mi Chromebook, and then whatever you could have come up with it without using any reference. Think of something that you know how to say. En mi mochila, even if you don't put it in your backpack, at least say something you do know. Pardon me. Now, what you could do, as we've gone over in class before, you can get rid of mi Chromebook, and you can put a direct object pronoun in front here, just it. I put it in my backpack. Yeah. Okay, so here was one we didn't have before, but you should know this verb, okay, if you studied. What do you bring to school when you go to school? Okay. So this was also studying an irregular in the yo form, like yo trigo. I don't know, mis cuadernos, maybe my notebooks, maybe. All right, ¿quién recomienda el restaurante Cozumel? Like, I don't know. Well, you got to at least come up with something, okay? Obviously, you can see el restaurante Cozumel. Say señorita if you need to, okay? Actually, I have to say el señorita. I don't know why that is, just the way it is. El señorita, and then the ending of this doesn't change, okay? Because that's the he, she form. So, recomienda. You don't even have to write el restaurant. Maybe just write Cozumel. Maybe you've been there and you really like it. I mean, it is really good. So that would be yo recomiendo Cozumel. Now, just like on the one above, you could also get rid of that and say yo lo recomiendo. All right, so this was quizzing you on. This is a shoe verb. Do you remember in the nosotros form that you're not supposed to keep it ue? So when do you and your family sleep? So it should have been nosotros dormimos, not D-U-E. Remember, this is the nosotros form. And then at a time, I mean, if you said at night, I mean, that's fine. Noche. That's not actually how you say that, but, you know, if you don't, not using any references, that's all you could come up with. Nosotros dormimos, maybe even a las 11, at 11, I mean, something like that. All right. Mia.